I have no idea. Completely clueless as to whether or not my microphone is working right now. No one is here to tell me. I didn't tell anybody about this stream. I haven't used YouTube and I don't even recognize the software. You type something out. This is great. How do I share this to Twitter? There's gotta be a way. Oh yeah, my microphone thing is. It's blinking over here. That's good. It's obvious that I haven't been on YouTube in so long that I'm a minute 13 seconds into this. Nobody has logged on. Nobody that I know. That's funny. I got new toys. I'm DMR now. I need some help with that. I'm going to assume that most of you are going to watch this in a postscript kind of way after it's posted and I somehow managed to get it on Twitter. So yeah, I'm on DMR. I was watching a video earlier from that guy Jason on Ham Radio 2.0. Love that guy. Great guy. Fantastic guy. But he was showing building the code plug in his Anytone. Popped his radio ID number right up there on the screen and like held the radio. You can take a screenshot of the radio. So I wondered if anyone had been caught out of banding using his call sign. I can't. Well, because I'm on GMRS now. I got my W. Still nobody here. I'm the worst content creator in the history of the world. I guess I could get on my phone. Hold on, let's see if this works. I look at me on the screen for some reason up here instead of looking at you on the camera. Which is important. Twitter. Tweet. Here, they're doing it live with me. Hey, I'm streaming on YouTube. I doubt this makes a difference. Go. Sent. Tweet sent. It's out. All right. I believe the last stream I did, a total of 3 people were in the chat box. You know, I do it for educational reasons, the lols. I do it for the lols. I do it for the nookie. I never have enough content. I probably have enough content, but I never want to pretend that I'm going to put enough content into this that if I did monetize, if I even qualified for it with views and stuff, the amount of time that people got through the ads and all that stuff, you know, I get a check every month for like 43 cents. So it's not worth it to me. Here's how I feel about YouTube ads. I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you have ever seen this before? All right. We're going to go to Google right there. YouTube. What does that say in the top corner? Premium. I am paying for one of the world's greatest free services, just like I give money to Wikipedia. It's $10 or $11. You know, I'm a big fan of going the premium route. If you can, if you have a very tiny flexible margin on the amount of money I can actually spend to where it gets to be uncomfortable. So, but yeah, I pay for YouTube. I also have the pro version or the paid version of most of the ham radio apps. Police Scanner Pro, SDR Touch. Got the premium on that. Paid them a couple bucks for the key. Yeah. It's hilarious that I'm the only one here. I'm not upset by that at all. I can tell you why. I've not been. If you're my subscriber, you're watching this in the future, obviously. So I can't do this live with you. You know, as far as someone to subscribe to, I've not been the best, and I apologize. We'll raise one up. Unfortunately, no Irish beer. Nothing wrong with the Yingling. Pennsylvania, some fine craftsmanship on many products. So, what was the other one I wanted to show you? Oh, almost necessary, but I have the premium subscription on Radio Reference. I don't know. I like the pro version of some of the camera apps. I mean, we're talking about things that normally, like, to upgrade to pro, it's like $4. Okay, it's $4 is $4, but to have that availability to load, I think the last load I did into this radio was 270 memories. I mean, a bunch of stock config. If for whatever reason, it's got the entire state of Florida. Was it SARnet? That linked repeater system that's linked by microwave. It's got all of those in there, all the locations, and it's got every amateur radio repeater in Orlando and New Orleans, Louisiana. Not to mention the fact it can receive down to AM. Like, with a long rubber whip, I can pick up Radio Havana at 6 megahertz on this radio, not hooked up to an external antenna. You see how the size of this thing. Here's a crappy UV5 for reference. It's smaller than a UV5. You know, look at width-wise, I can put on there, and then look at how much chunkier the UV5 is in this thing. So, I mean, that's dramatic picture right there. Okay. So it's impressive, and it can go up to like a gigahertz. I think you can get into the 915, 960 band. I know it for sure. Wow. Where are we at? 10 minutes of myself. Am I that boring, guys? Like I made some changes here lately. I got rid of my big HF radio. I traded it for some money, and this Oddity GD77. I like to say Oddity. I know a lot of you guys like the Radio Ditty, but listen, here's the thing, okay? Look at the way that this word is spelled, all right? I see the Radio Ditty, okay? But the extra D there, did because there's only one T to be Ditty, Ditty, right? It's DMR. So I got to figure out DMR. I've got a radio ID. I changed it out from the guy who bought it. So now when I turn it on, it says my name and call sign, which you clearly cannot see or any way, shape, or form. Yep. But it comes up with my call sign now. So it's got my radio ID from radioid.net. Thank you guys at radioid.net for your help, or at least for making it not too complicated. Just had to get the right information. I was slightly worried about the formatting of my ham radio license because I'm missing the bottom half there. When does this expire? Expiration date, 3 March 28th, 2023. You guys, that's not too far away. I never understood what the file number was for. Seriously, like, I'm going to go over here and see if I can get on Twitter without screwing up the stream. I need to put somebody as an @ in that stream. But do I want to talk about Commodore 64 so that I can get at least one person to log into this video? All right, I'm going to do... This guy seems game. Commodore lad. What's up? I'm about to at you, bro. If somebody was watching this with me, it would make us, we would be laughing right now at atting somebody like that. Like using the @ as a weapon, you know what I mean? Like propaganda. I'm putting you into the loop right here. At Commodore lad, because let's do it. I'm going to like that. I'm going to reply. So I am streaming. I can't fucking spell. So I am live streaming. Coming up on 15 minutes. On. Oh my God. YouTube right now I have to at the YouTube, don't I? Can I do that? I'm doing it. YouTube right now, like a at YouTube creators. I two eyes is too aggressive. Have been talking to myself for 16 minutes. Please help. Thanks. Search KK4PYN on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to. They do that. My goal is to get this video, not correcting the punctuation on that. My goal is to get this video into the internet, beyond what I would call the immediate circle of the creator, meaning I might see it in my Google Drive. It may pop up in my Google or YouTube timeline. All right, so let me do that. I'm putting it out. Your collection of Commodores. Three myself. One's a VIC 20, and one is a empty shell of a non-working Commodore with a hinge on it. But at Commodore Lad right now, at exactly 5:02 p.m. Eastern Time, the most boring time on the internet. On a Thursday, I am pressing reply. Please read this. I want to see how far I can take this video. This guy's got a lot of followers. I could probably go crazy and do Commodore blog up here. I don't think that would go down as well. I'd probably get flamed pretty hard. You know, especially myself being a former Londoner drinking this American beer. It happens, but I have faith that here within a couple minutes, somebody's going to pop in here. How do I elevate this? How do I elevate this stream? You see, I know that when I get stream notifications from some of my favorite creators like LA Beast, Jan Bita, that's it. That's it. I watched half of an hour and 4-minute long Jan Bita video today. That guy is awesome. I think he would understand. I think he'd be sympathetic. I'm a patron of his, actually. I'm a patron of Jan Bita, proud to say. Bita. I just had some great German food the other night. Let's go see Jan Bita. Oh, where are we at? What is it? Previous update. Oh, wow. That's really deep, man. All right. What do we do, me, myself, and I? Thanks for chiming in, myself. Good seeing you in there, me. That's nice. I like that. I like that face in there. That's great. Yeah, well, that's my face. That's a good face. All right. We're going Yanbita. And from here, he does streaming. New video. Competition Pro. I have a Competition Pro joystick. It is not an original. It is one from something.de. Yanbita. How do I tweet you? I'm just going to add you, bro. That's all there is to it. Ah, it's already in there. It's already filled out. It says at the Yanbita. Like, what's going on here? Okay, at the Yanbita. Please help. I am live streaming by myself. I love your work. Thanks at KK4PYN on YouTube. Please help me on. Oh, it's like 9 o'clock at night in Germany right now. Shit. That's not that bad. That's 9 o'clock. I'm okay with that. It's maybe 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock in the UK right now. I need a world clock. I need a world clock that shows me like a circle with each of about 4 time zones. Say, Central Time East to past the Grand Meridian to, like Denmark. Denmark so bad. Got that whole Viking thing going on. I'm just cannot wait to go back there. All right, so we're at 23 minutes. We're shooting for half an hour with nobody else but myself. I'm alone in the house right now, my 2 dogs. My wife is out to dinner with a friend, which is fine. And I am live streaming by myself on a Thursday at 5:08 Eastern time. What is that Zulu? Does anybody know? Well, how good there? There's no one there to know. Want to see the stuff I've got that I've been working on? DMR we talked about. I'm currently planning a project to replace the RF modulator in my original Commodore 64. I actually planned on repairing the Atari 400 XL. Actually, not repairing. I have to put in this AV output kit from the Brewing Academy. The fine folks at the Brewing Academy, who I hope are watching this. I doubt they subscribe to me, and I don't think I'm subscribed to you, so I wouldn't feel bad about that one bit. I was going to finish the 400 XL. That got sidelined by none other than the humble staple of the 1980s, the VHS tape. VHS. Video head system. Nobody actually knows what VHS stands for. Or Betamax, for that matter. If you do, I mean, comment right now. Like, pop it. Oh, you can't. You're not there? This will go down as one of the loneliest moments of my life. I had a chance to go to dinner with my wife, but she's with a friend, and the girls want to catch up. And I don't. What are you going to talk about? My camera installs? Like, how many Southwest points I have? I no. Go to have fun. Like, but now I'm here. I've been 26 minutes and 3 seconds. You know, I want shout out over here in the section. It's me. It's just me. I saw the face twice. I thought there was two people, but the other face at the top is me as well. I would show you, but it would do that weird tunnel thing, and I don't want to freak anybody out. But I'm like humble times 9% right now. 90%. You know, I picked the wrong time to try and get somewhere with some ats. I'm not live on Twitter and follow to people I'm following. There's very few people that I would hop off of what I'm doing past just the notification that person had posted something. To get me beyond that point where I'm actually clicking on a link to the tweet or opening up the Twitter app takes a very strong subject line. You got to have something in there that is rocking and rolling to even just get it past the smartwatch. You know, like not even to actually full-fledged looking at the notification on my phone, unless I was looking at it as the tweet came into like the lock screen. You know, like I could see that. I've done that. I've seen that. But other than that, it really takes me a lot to get me off of work and onto Twitter during the day. My participation has definitely fallen over the last month. I've been working constantly. Irregardless of having excellent 5G reception in the most places that I wouldn't suspect would have 5G coverage. Nothing against these towns, fine folks, but just didn't expect it, I guess. It wasn't because they don't have 5G good here where I live in a major suburb of Orlando. Like the second most populous town in the county, not including Orlando itself. You know, but alas, I've got 0 followers because my YouTube creation has been paused since. You guys, it's been since before the pandemic. I don't know what to do about coronavirus. We're coming up on a milestone here. Hold on. I got 50 seconds. I can tell you, I'm truly blown away by what some of the creators do these days. One of the big ones that hit me, you know, the big ones that hit me are like Kev, the LA Beast. It's a good one. Slow mo guys, definitely. Yeah, like some kids. Here we go. 2, 1, 30 minutes. half an hour. Here's to half an hour. Nobody here. I deserve it. I'm a bad friend. I've had a lot of opportunity to make content. I tried not to be political, guys, gals. I'm not a proponent of like trying to tell somebody how to feel politically. I don't do that. I'm not that guy. I have deep-rooted feelings about policy that affects me personally, and I have very strong feelings about the government. Growing up, the son of a decorated military hero who worked at the Pentagon in the Joint Chiefs of Staff, I get choked up about some stuff, and I had a lot to say to myself around January 6th. You know, I've been down there a lot. That area is familiar to me. It feels like home. I used to live in Northern Virginia. Dad worked Pentagon. Been down there a few times. You know what I mean? Been down there for work a couple times. Seeing what was going on there. You can unfollow me right now if you want after I say this. And I'll be okay with that because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I believe in that's a freedom that we have, and I believe in it strongly. So forgive me when I say seeing that hurt me personally and deeply. And I don't agree with anything that happened there. Absolutely, what a nightmare scenario. It messes me up a little bit, you guys. It's like 9/11, a place that you feel connected to through family or repetitive travel or maybe your lineage, something that makes you well, you lived there once, you visited there a lot. I had grandparents, uncles and aunts all over the island. But when you connect with a place, watching a movie that depicts that place getting messed up, like Olympus has fallen, London has fallen. It you feel that. It's something that you feel. But what are we going to do? Like, if we let everything stop us, then it wouldn't be the America that my family fought for. The pandemic is not going to stop us, you guys. It's going to make us stronger in the end. Just like 9/11 pulled us together because so many people we knew were hurting so bad or they were just gone. No explanation. And people questioning the official explanation. You guys, that stuff touches you. And if it doesn't, I don't know, whatever. But, you know, London, grew up there, like, came of age there. A lot of first times for things were there. fond memories of being in the pub at 13 years old as an American and buying shandy in grocery stores. Fond, warm memories. Yorkshire pudding, gravy, digestives, which I still purchase on the regular. But like, you guys are not even going to watch this until, I'm guessing if you get really bored on a Friday night, you may click on this. You may click. I've added Beta and Commodore Lad. I don't know Commodore Lad as a content creator like I know Jan Beta. Jan Beta, the bond I have with Jan Beta is his love for Commodore and his eloquent way of the tutorial, and his humility while he does his craft is very refreshing. He knows things can go wrong. Okay, people. Does it sort of bother me that I can't influence my own brand anymore? Yes. I seem to always remember, at the very, we'll be extremely honest with each other right here, right now, the very least one or two people into the chat box, but what sort of content creator am I? I'm 37 minutes and 3 seconds into this. I still don't actually know whether my microphone is recording sound or not. This may be a 38-minute long silent video. And I'm not looking directly at the camera all of the time like I should be. So if I can train myself to stare at this little blue LED, you can look at me and know that, man, I lost my train of thought. That's how bad it is. Okay, let's talk about the opportunities that I've squandered. Okay? Let's do that. Let's talk about my contributions to the Google Guide program. I can show you a various list of SMS and email messages from Google Maps, telling me, congratulating me on how many people that my photograph has helped. And looking at a picture of like a pork schnitzel meal I had somewhere 2 years ago already, having like 100,000 views or something like that. I'm going to myself, what are you even talking about right now? Like what? Who am I? Like, you really wanted to see the picture of that pizza joint in Chicago that bad, did you? Like, oh, can you guys hear that echo? It's freaking me out a little bit. Just throw that out there. I've been trying to give away an oscilloscope. I have over here in the corner behind me in this overlit area, thanks to my new LED work light, I have a hammock, HM203. It's in fine condition. Works very good. I'd say its working condition is 9.5 out of 10. For an oscilloscope that's potentially 30 years old. '90s. I don't think that's a bad deal. I want to give it away. Here locally, of course, in Central Florida. Um, I'd be happy to give it to a club or just kind of sits there. I honestly don't use it. I have other options for oscilloscopes that are even in their infinitesimally small capabilities, still more than enough for what I need. So there's that. With everything that's gone on, I still have this Microsoft LifeCam HD 5000. Um, it's doing the job. It's just not doing a very good job. You can see that the lighting is horrible. I actually have plenty of light right now. I can make it brighter via remote control from IKEA. This is the, I don't remember what this is called. This? Oh, well, now that's much better. So now you can see my face and hopefully read my lips, wondering, can anybody actually hear me? Did you look at the video preview and realize there was no audio because I'm a moron and just click back out of it? Is that what was going? You can't tell me because you're not there? This has a magnetic mounting plate, by the way, which I'm a giant fan of magnets. I really am. My love of magnets is very deep rooted. You know, it ranks right up there with my love of slightly overcooked pork. Um, the crispy variety. People, get your mind out together. I got this Milwaukee work light. It's got a magnet here and a magnet here. Let's see if I can get it to. It will not stick to my Yingling. Um, and let's be honest, the majority of all three of you, and that's being way optimistic, are not going to see this until the weekend, possibly. And you may have already had some libations, and that may be the exact reason that you click on my link. Let's go ahead and transition this video right now, right here live on YouTube. I know that I've got like a solid 47 to 100 followers, subscribers, 105 subscribers, maybe, or is that Twitter followers? I get them mixed up because it's not important how many people follow me. I don't care if I'm only friends with 7 people because it's been my experience that out of those 7 people, 6 of them will become really good friends, like buddies, tight bond, good stuff, positive vibes, Rastafarian feelings of love outward, like friends, right? A rare thing, I believe. In-person friends, friends that meet for meals, friends that come over and help other people do things, you know, accomplish tasks in the real world. I mean, that's very hard to find anymore. It's not about the ats. I'm not about the followers. I'm not about how many people like my tweet. Like, it's cool. I get it. It's the whole point. The whole point of social media is attaining that like button or that thumbs up button. I get that. Like I know that pull. I feel that pressure from my Twitter account. Um, because I'll be honest with you, more often than I would suspect actually happening, I get emails notifying me of new followers on both platforms. I think for someone as crappy, now some of my old content is good. Don't get me wrong. It seems like lately all I've done are these kind of like impromptu update videos where I don't actually have any content. I'm just talking about content that I made up in my head that I spew out to all of you guys that I don't even bother looking at all the time because I'm used to using the cell phone. What happened? This is how bad of a content creator I am. YouTube won't let me live stream on my phone. It says only available for desktop. It doesn't trust me with bandwidth. That's like the internet geek's version of getting put in timeout. It doesn't like my account anymore. eBay, I have 100% positive feedback, right? With 300-ish transactions, most of more than half of which are sales or me purchasing something from another eBayer. Got some good deals, you know. I paid like $13 for the scanner here. I can set up with DSD on my desktop, which is now powerful enough to run it, and decode P25 from around here. Definitely at least Moto Turbo, something along those lines. I'm still by myself. That's okay. You know why? Because at this point, we're gonna transition this video, and it's gonna be a more technical video with some more opinion, and it's gonna still feature this delicious Yingling right here. Okay. Make sure I don't spill any. It's my last one. There's not another cold brother to this mother trucker. There is no brother from another mother for him. He's the last of his kind. He's the last Mohican. Yeah, let's just, you know what? I'm just going to click the button next to my video player that says lazy. And what happens when you click the button that says lazy, for those of you that don't have this feature in their account, on my end, when I click the button that says lazy, it starts live streaming and asks me a bunch of questions. I feel very interrogated for about 15 seconds, and then I digitally feel clean again. It lets me through, and here I am live streaming to potentially, depending on your notification settings, potentially to like 117 people's inboxes right now. I'm going to assume there's a bot in my inbox somewhere. Maybe. I don't think I've ran across one. I think I've stayed pretty clean. And I don't have a lot of auto mailers, but I still manage to get 1,000+ emails a month per inbox and haven't cleaned them out to the tune of, if you count the one time I think I did it with Yahoo back in the day. Back in the day when I was still in a Yahoo chat room, I don't think I've, what the fuck was I talking about? You guys. So, all right. Everything's Irie. Oh, hey. Hi, YouTube. How's it going? KK4PYN here, coming at you live from the Ham Shack. I will admit to almost falling asleep a couple seconds ago. That seems to be the general theme of this stream, is basically aloneness and me feeling a little bit sad right now. I don't really have any digital friends. Oh, no. It always had to be you. It always had to be Emily Velasco. Emily Velasco is on YouTube. Can I add somebody in the YouTube comment? At MLE online. That's not her YouTube thing. No, we're just going to type also at MLILYVELASCO. Can you help me? We're going to post that. It says at Emily Align, at Emily Velasco. I don't know. I do not converse with her over YouTube comment section. There are people that I do, actually, but not her. She's one of the most numerous repliers of my media in the Twitter sphere. Okay, I sent that. We'll see what that does. Probably nothing, if I'm being honest. Let me jump over here to Twitter. Fellas, you guys, I've got dual screens here. It means I can get in trouble in two places at once. It's like time travel. Except not you going ahead or behind in time, you splitting and being in two places at once in time. If that makes any sense. I already lost myself, if we're being honest. Do you guys like that phrase? Is it a little bit pretentious? Is it a millennial thing? If I'm being completely honest. Or in my humble opinion, I don't need to know that your opinion is humble. I'll decide whether you're humble or not by whether or not you do humble things and act in a humble manner. Not like trying to be a dick, but just saying, like, I judge everybody for themselves individually. No grouping, no stereotyping, no trending, no nothing. Everybody is that one person. Their actions will put them into groups later on. In between there, I'm going to figure out who that person is, where they lay. You see what I'm saying? You don't, because you're not even in the comment box. Not a single thing. Oh, I gotta go to Twitter. No, it says at Leon Beta. I can't use him twice. At MLE Velasco. Can you help YouTube trying to eat me? Help me, Emily Velasco. She should be awake. She's a couple hours behind. It's the middle of the day there. I don't know what she's doing right now. 21 minutes to the hour of 6 o'clock here on the Eastern side of things. We are coming up on, in my mind, a very impressive milestone in my streaming career, which I think I have the time to label it right now. The most depressive time. Oh, no, I got 6 minutes. We're not even going to talk about it right now. Right now, I'm putting good vibes into the atmosphere right now. Way up into the stratosphere, okay? Way up there. Very, very good vibes. Very psychedelic. No, not psychedelic. Rastafarian. Very Danish level public interaction ninja skill. Like the masters of just relax, man. You know, like, shh. You guys don't have to be so loud. up your pants, lower your voice, be a man. Let your actions speak for who you are, not the way that you act. Okay? No big deal. It's. I don't know if I'm okay to be pathetic enough to call something that most people would probably say is a bad experience. I don't know if I can really sit here and call it bad, because I don't know yet. It's uh, two things haven't happened. The first thing is I haven't pressed the end stream button. So, is it in the universe? Yes, absolutely. Has any type of mathematical equation to engage the process of this material making a digital image and copy of itself and depositing it somewhere that is probably a little finicky to get to, but in the end ends up being very accessible to achieve the lost version of this, if that indeed possibly would happen. Um, is it like Hangouts? Can you watch a preview of something without showing up that you're in there? Because if you log on to the stream, even if you don't participate in the chat box, doesn't your name go up there? So that means that no one's actually seen 56 minutes and 45 seconds of footage. And, well, all right, it's 20 to 6, guys. Who's really looking at YouTube at 20 to 6? You're standing in line at a restaurant somewhere. You're not going to hear YouTube. You're not going to play YouTube on your phone speaker because you're in a restaurant. So why would you have earpods in? Okay. And, you're not going to look at YouTube and a notification from me, of all people, coming to you via a push notification on your Android device or in some sort of iMessage scenario is not going to stop you from what you were doing previously just before 5 o'clock when I pressed the begin stream button. When it actually says that I was live and started counting up. Wait, it says there's one person. Can you guys see that? Is it me? It doesn't do anything, you guys. Nobody's liked it. I at least get likes on Twitter. Should I just stick to Twitter? Can I do a Periscope? Is that what the Twitter video thing is called? Can I do one of those? Can I actually make that happen? You guys, is it a weird combination? Is it the strange combination of my content what doesn't draw people? Is it like the wrong dessert combination? Like brandy ice cream with heavy raspberry whipping? No. You don't start with something that is macho, not to be sexist in any way, shape, or form. You don't start with something as bold as, you know, Angus beef or something and top it off with like Heinz 57. So you're trying to sell me some premium brandy tasting ice cream and you're going to pair it with what? Like Wonder Bread? Like, what's wrong with you, man? What the hell is like? And you're insane. Like, you can't. It doesn't work like that. I ate ice cream the other day that was frozen by nitrogen. It had an odd taste. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't bad. It was just strange. You guys remember Eddie Izzard? I loved Eddie Izzard. I don't know why I keep calling you guys because you're not actually any guys right now at all. There's absolutely nobody there. Okay. So this is I'm the only one this is funny to right now. Wow, that is a fucking achievement. Oh, my dad would be so proud of me. Oh, yeah. Well, my dad was good. He would say, "You tried. What else can you do?" That's all there's to say. Try. That means that he acknowledges the fact that you weren't just like, trying to waste his time. So I don't know. Should I move the camera around? Is it because it's just me that you're looking at? Would you like to look at like some retro gear? Um, can you guys believe how many followers like the Commodore 64 stuff has on Twitter? Like it's crazy. Um, amazing. Like we've come from only having one or two replacement parts available, other than like old stock or new old stock Commodore parts or MOS parts, um, to a point where we have people creating injection molded kits for the mini C64. Not like it takes it from comment to reality, like somebody saying, I wish that this little tiny keyboard actually worked. You'll poke at it with a pencil eraser. It's fine. It's going to type. How many letters do you need to type to get through? All you got to do is enter the number of what level you want to begin at on the cracked version of the software that you're playing right now. Let's be honest with each other, guys. Don't worry. Don't. It's surprising. There's a lot of people out there doing stuff. Lots of PLA replacements. I have two options now for an RF modulator replacement, which I'm going to need two of, if we're being honest with each other, because I don't know if I can desolder this modulator without damaging it. It's going to put a lot of heat into it to get something that big off. All those pins right next to each other. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't remember what I was talking about at all. Were we talking about Brandy? Brandy? I'm nodding to my invisible assistant producer. She says, yeah, Brandy. Had some bourbon at the airport, and I was in Atlanta. Had some bourbon there with some little Bork sliders. I'm going to tell you that I'm not a fan of bourbon. Um, just doesn't float my boat per se. So probably messed up getting a double. And the guy didn't hear me that I wanted a highball, and I was envisioning a tall glass. Think tall, right? This is 1 pint. This isn't no 16 ounce, right? This is 1 pint of the oldest beer in America, allegedly, um, like 1800 or something. Very old. Um, it says oldest beer, but it doesn't. America's oldest brewery, but it doesn't give the year, which I find is odd. What are you trying to hide? Is it not a significant year? Is it like 1908? It doesn't matter. It's still the oldest. So, to all none of you, I'll raise. Oh, we were talking about the airport at Atlanta. I wanted a highball and a high drink glass, a tall drink glass, and with bourbon and ginger ale. A good bourbon. I asked him for a good bourbon. I don't know how we started that conversation around, do you want a double? But he asked me if I wanted a double. I naturally said, yeah, because it was only like $2 more. I'm thinking to myself, a bigger glass, like a beer mug style thing. I don't know, but yeah, so I did it. It was a couple dollars, but I don't remember what happened next. I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't actually remember what we're talking about or how I got on the subject of what we were talking about. If I'm being completely honest with you. I'm so close to a haircut I had in the mid 90s. I mean, I still listen to 90s music, you guys. I get it. It's weird. Well, this is a strange age to be. I'm 45 years old. I am. And based upon the evening that I had in San Antonio, Texas, on uh, January 31st, 2020, right? The very beginning birth moment of the previous year of 2020. We're in 2021 now at the time of filming. I can tell you 2020 was not great. I don't like anything that happened. I feel like my country may have mishandled some information at one time or another, leading to an entire population of people either questioning or wondering about what the hell is actually really happening. Wow, an hour and 7 minutes. So, okay. Here's the let's be honest with each other. Okay, here's the hard question. I'm just gonna come out and ask it. I just forgot what it was. Hold on, it's coming to me. Nope. It's gone. We gotta start all over on this one. Oh no, we were talking about my night in San Antonio. New Year's Eve 2020. I met one of my buddies from my previous job. Um, we were working there together, stayed at the same hotel. We shared an Uber downtown from the hotel to an Irish bar that I believe had good ribbons. No, I forget what it was, but it was delicious. They were good. It was a sandwich with corned beef, is what it was, because I'm Irish. Don't you know? Mainly Irish, Scottish, Norwegian, Germanic Europe, England, Scotland, Wales, Scots, Irish, Norse Gael is what I prefer. Norse Gael. Um, I have two circles across Dublin. Dublin's a Viking settlement. It was settled by the Vikings. A lot of Vikings came to Ireland looking for farmland. They sailed around England and Scotland and ended up on the Emerald Isle. Well, you would have come down through the Irish Sea, which makes a lot of sense. You know, so it's all good, man. But so yeah, we went downtown and started off with like a Guinness and a shot of Jameson. Oh wait, we actually went to Dave and Buster's first. We did. I went to Dave and Buster's on New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Eve of 2019, technically, when it turned into 2020. However you want to explain that. You're not actually explaining anything, so it doesn't matter. But you still have the choice, which is cool. Like, that's solid. So, And we're coming up real soon here. 3, 2, 1. It's been an hour and 10 minutes since I started wondering whether or not my microphone was working and whether or not I was actually transmitting or streaming any live audio whatsoever. It's how do I check? Like, there's no little light or like there's this green blinky thing down at the bottom, but it doesn't seem to be working. I'm actually going to click it. I don't think you guys can see it in your feed. I'm gonna. Yeah, that definitely turned it off. Um, I don't know who participants, just me. I don't know who else I could add to get myself on live TV here. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But like I said, I was preparing this video for the future anyway. So how do you know that I'm not making up like this whole act? Like it's actually right now, like I'm actually live streaming, but I'm not. Like this is a recorded video. This is recorded video media. It's very common to record things and then post them. We're not that far into the future that I have to live stream things. We could be. We could be very close indeed. But I was right on the verge of getting skunky. I had to rescue it from the refrigerator. It's gone now. Sad. True. Um, shit, man. Over here in the other corner, off, was that scene left from you guys? Screen to the left? Perhaps I could say in my situation, since as a matter of fact, right now I am staring at 4 continuous LCD monitors. One of them is surveillance videos, my camera feed, but it's still a 19-inch LCD monitor. I just got a notification of some sort, but it was only on my tablet. It makes me feel like it's in an account that I was logged into that I shouldn't be logged into. Let me go to notifications. Oh, Esteban. Dude, you're not in there. Esteban Villalobos. Oh my God. I sent that guy did I send him is that a Gemini? Or no, what was that little computer? It's from like a toy company. Oh my God, why can't I think of it? I sent him a computer and a data tape deck. It was like Hasbro or something. Like, what the hell am I thinking of? Why can't I remember the name of this very common computer? It's not like I'm the only one in the universe that had one, but it was sort of rare-ish. And I didn't ask him to pay for it because I just wanted to pass it on to somebody else who would like use it and enjoy it. Do you like my Viking haircut? I like it. I am super aware of how gray it looks with this bright ass light above me, but I assure you, I have plenty of black hair still. I'm not totally old man yet. Barber did an excellent job, as you can see. Esteban Villalobos. So if you're watching my live stream, oh no, you're not. You saw the picture. You saw the picture I put out of my radio collection that says, "Do I have a problem?" Hold on. Right now, live at 5:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm replying to at Esteban Villalobos. Please watch my 5 stream on IT Here. Green friends. Don't care if I spell that wrong. Help me, Esteban. It's sent, you guys. I sent another tweet. I didn't at somebody. I replied to something very recent, still a live tweet, if you would. I think that if you looked on like TweetDeck or something, it would say it was live. Like it was the most recent stuff. And it was a good, solid tweet. Like I tweeted without any ads. So a reply to that tweet without any ads at all, to me, that's cool. Like right on, I'm doing the Twitter, like I'm tweeting. You know what I mean? Like I'm making content. I never wanted to be a content creator. I think they're cool. I want to know how to do it, but is it what I want to do full time? No, I like my job. I like my new job a lot. I like flying first class. I like feeling corny about taking pictures of my first class seat to send my wife and kid. I like, man, what do I like? I like feeling way underdressed for first class. I like when I look at my shoes, I'm like, what the hell is this guy do? Like, how did he get in first class? Who let him in here? You know, like the bouncer was like out behind the building taking a leak or something. And I just slipped in there, like, you don't belong here, dude. You belong in the back with the rest of the blue collars. But I work hard, man. You know, I work hard. I'm good at it. I do quality work that I can put my name behind, that I would trust in my own vehicle. And I'm trying to set a standard for this industry, honestly. I have no way of adding my boss. I'm talking about work, but I would never talk about my social media with my coworkers or my boss too much, because maybe bring them to YouTube, maybe, but not too much, because do you really want your employment crossing paths with your like getting mad about something the Republicans did? Where, what's happening? Where do you draw the line? You know what I mean? Like, where do you actually begin to be in a different state of mind? Like, you guys, I feel strangely about certain things, you guys. Um, I, I I think that sometimes I like the message, or the, I don't want to use the word drama, the guts of it. Their content evokes emotion in me, and I click like, and I leave comments. I do it. I do it. I do it. Yep. It's total strangers. Not completely. I mean, none of these people have my phone number or anything like that. So maybe one or two. Probably not. Closer to more than three quarters of one. Um, like the official number would be $1.298. So this has become this strange live, but not. How does it count as live if no one's actually logged onto it? I had a scare. I had a false alarm. Um, I had a digital media malfunction in the way that I interpreted a reply to one of my tweets, which stated something about, I'm not sure, radios and beer. Um, I'm not like, no. But anyway, so we got a good strong signal. I think more than 10 people is a good strong signal. I think I'm up there at like 11 or 13. It works. It's a human um, amalgamation. It's of things togetherness. It it brings content creators together in a strange and roundabout way, which is okay. What I haven't discussed with you guys is my recent attachment to the idea of buying a houndstooth sport jacket, blazer, perhaps if you would, spurred on upon by a very lovely and well thought out date night with my wife. And we went to a great German restaurant. I ate way too much. Did not have a lot of beer because I didn't want that misery. Like if I was sitting in an uncomfortable seat and became, Im- improperly gassy. Um, so I skipped the beer. We had this delicious alcoholic cherry cola, some type of cherry schnapps. It was delightful, delightful. Um, I can tell that you don't care because you're not there. Um, I'm not depressed about it. I'm not emotional. I am surprised in a digitally curious kind of way. That sounds strange, not gonna lie, but I'm okay with it. We're gonna run with that. You don't back down from things. You own it. You say things, you own them. Your word is your word. When you have to be a person or a man, or a person of your word. It's got to mean something. It needs to be taken seriously. You know what I just realized is that I can't actually stop and go get a drink because I have the strong feeling that if I got up and left the stream, that YouTube's like AI algorithms that they have in their video content that creates that 1/1000th of a millisecond of lag, and from what I say to when you actually hear it, that little parasitic drain of a little tiny program catches everything. Like that amount of glitchiness, I can't trust that some strange algorithm, some strange machine vision, machine learning shit, straight from like Shenzhen, notices, and it's got to be in the Google's APK, obviously, notices that I am not humanly present at my stream, even if there's still audio present. Okay. Um, if I was in the next room yelling, which I could right now because along with being alone on the stream, I am in fact alone in my house right now. My daughter is not here, and neither is my wife, which means I'm the only one here, and I'm the only one over here in the comment box. Is right here on my screen. Maybe yours is different. Hopefully, you're running Linux and not this dirty Windows portal into you know, user agreement hell type scenario. Like, what did I click agree to, and why are you getting that deeply involved in my personal life and my shopping habits? It's not kosher anymore. This is 2021. We've evolved, haven't we? Haven't things happened? The pandemic has changed global IT policy and infrastructure. Like the internet has fundamentally changed because of the pandemic, because of the coronavirus, because of COVID 19. They're actually questioning the FCC's rating on how fast the internet has to be available. Because there are still some people like me who run 40 on a regular day and 51 or 2 on a really fantastic day. But in some sort of billing loophole, it still just shows 25 megabits per second, which was my original connection speed. But it's still less than $50 a month. The reason that I ask you this is because if you were actually there, you could answer that question and tell me the information that I actually really needed at the same time. Simultaneously, Esteban Villalobos has entered the building. Ladies and gentlemen, the man with the plane hailing from somewhere north or south of Azusa, California, which I believe is closer to the San Diego area, if I'm being completely honest. It's Esteban Villalobos, which, if I read yeah, if I read pop culture correctly, it's a reference to a very underwatched, underappreciated, but still masterful piece of film called How I Met the Fockers. Yep, it was a Tandy 1000 that Esteban and I shared through the magic of the postal system. It wasn't that much, Esteban. $24, not anything to complain about. It was a large package. It weighed a little bit, but that's okay. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I got no problem. Yeah, we're all an hour and 26 minutes here. You guys can't even see my Commodore collection over there. I'm actually. So I've got another board over there in this drawer right here that I'm pointing to. I have another C64 motherboard. I don't remember what number it is, but it doesn't boot. I took some things off of it. I foolishly, unknowingly removed the voltage or RF modulator. Removed it. Not a good idea, you guys. So it no longer works, but I'm thinking of using the chips that are on it to build a 60 clone and finish out the remaining chips with either a DigiQ order or an order for one of those places in Britain that carries chips, and or a combination of modern replacement chips like Nano Twin SID or something like that. Yeah, I don't. Oh man. Maybe a 25 for. Hold on. Don't sign out. Don't go QRT just yet on me. Hold on a second. Oh man. I'm getting old, guys. Oh. That's what a lot of work does to you guys. Climbing up and down out of these semis. Yeah, this has no why do I keep calling it a voltage regulator? This has no video modulator on it whatsoever. You can see that whole area is clear. Even from as far away as I am from the webcam, you can see that it's definitely lacking in the RF modulator section. And to make it more fun, there's pins stuck in the solder holes here in the traces. God damn it. I don't know if my ZD915 is going to be able to extract that. But I've got most of these chips that are unsocketed. But more importantly, I think all this RAM and I think these ROMs and other, I forget what these are called, but they're other chips. Along with the cartridge port, the power switch, the power ports, the joystick ports, probably the fuse holders. More than likely that strange looking diode thing and a couple of those Oh, what the hell are those things called? Toroids. I'd probably switch those over because how would I even find a new? And I'm sure I could look at the schematic, which I have downloaded and on paper, what they're called, and try and order them from Mauser or DigiKey or Newark. But something that obscure and to be super passive, like a toroid, fine. A fuse holder is not going to make or break the operation of this machine. Um, this one still has linear voltage regulators. I think these capacitors are only a couple years old and they're Nichicons that I put in there. Um, I've got the solid state regulators in mine. Working C64, no noise problems, no fart of dim, and that's with an original SID chip. My camera's pointed up a little bit. Wow, I need to lose some weight. Um, but I have a lot of donor material here, and the rest I can order for $20 or $30. Um, and I know there's also parts kits in different places. You have things like the resistor network. I'd probably just use the same crystal tested on my oscilloscope since somebody wants it for free. Trying to get away my Hammock HM203 with a built-in curve tracer, you guys. Built-in component tester. Not a very common feature. It was an add-on module for the very most expensive HPs. And other than that, just general hardware. I may steal the pin connectors for the keyboard and the LED simply because I don't know if I have other ones that are that long. I think I do, but I don't know if they're the same pitch. I think they are, in fact, the same pitch. Oh, you're asking. This is a 250-425. It's missing the VIC-2, SID, the processor, and I guess what's that, the PLA. But I have them in a box here. Wow, my mouth is getting so dry right now. It's nuts. Anyway, yeah. Made in Hong Kong, 1984. 250-425 for you guys playing at home. I also have a duplicate. I have a duplicate VIC-20 power supply. Esteban, didn't I give you a C128 power supply also? Yeah, I think that was the. Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't. I gave somebody one. Don't know who. Wow, I'm an hour and 33 minutes into this. What a marathon, and without anything to drink other than the rest of my beer. You know what? I still have. So yeah, I remember sending you my Tandy. I hope it arrived in good condition. Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost more fun when they don't turn on. Oh, pardon me, the beer. It's cool when they have just the light comes on, but nothing happens, like black screen. I think diagnosing something through like internet forums and like flow charts, diagnosing a black screen on a C64 or with the help of the factory's own troubleshooting guide at a chip by chip level is exhausting mentally. I don't know if it's something I want to do live on the air. We have the capability to do that, I think. But I tell you, yeah. So, hey, I've got to find one of the. Also, I want to connect my Commodore 64 to the internet. The Wi-Fi modem that I got from, I think it's Europa Syzygy or something. Europa, I think. fine folk there, no doubt, but that one never really worked correctly, I don't think. Like, I think I got it to work once as a fluke, and it did not work after that. This is a Radiodity GD17 DMR. I don't know if you're a ham or not. I should know that. I would know if you had ever said something ham related or thrown 73 after a comment or something, but I cannot get the screen of this device to show up on video. No matter what I do, it's just a ghost screen. But I got this as part of a trade. It's basically brand new. It's got a high gain antenna on it, which I believe is in fact an original diamond antenna. Yeah, I got rid of my big ham radio rig, so I'm no longer nationwide. But if I can go all over the world on DMR now, I got this radio set up properly. I still want to connect my Commodore 64 to the space station like Perry Fractic did, but I don't have a big radio anymore. I ordered another radio, a dual bander. DMR's internet relay, yeah, yep, it is. But that dual bander that I gave away was a big 50 watt, and it will do sideband. I think the space station is FM, maybe simplex. I don't know. I have to look it up again. But yeah, so, and I still have VIC 20, but I have this IBM that I've got to get rid of. So I've got two retro problems, Esteban. I've got an Atari 400 XL, the type with the bad membrane key switches. I've got one of those in 3 or 4 pieces in my closet. It's in good shape externally, and it works. But I have to go in and install this AV output board or audio output board because me, dum head, ordered the video kit, the video upgrade kit right here from the Brewing Academy. Fine folk over there. And installed it, and it indeed works, but there's no sound. Because originally that computer only had RF. No other option, no phono jack at all. I put one in there and hooked up a TV with the little yellow cord, which was exciting. Good quality, and I was sent into a deep, dark hole depression by the fact that I somehow screwed up and put this thing back together without any audio. Wasn't a good idea. I'm glad that I didn't put all the screws in. It's sitting in my closet right there in half and in a little box full of chips and pieces and screws and little rubber things. And then I've got this damn IBM P70 that lives in the other room next to my VCR. That thing, I don't know what happened, but it won't load anything from a disk. Now, I didn't have a disk. I made one based on some instructions and some things that I downloaded. Couldn't get it to load the disk. I recapped the disk drive, which was very hard to do because they're like 0603s, right? And it all clumped together because it was not like a hobby board. It's a commercial board where they put shit as close as they want because their pick and place can put stuff a millimeter apart from another component with decent accuracy and no solder blobs touching them together. And it can do it in 8.5 seconds per board. So not worried about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I keep the problem is I keep forgetting what I'm actually talking about. So for those of you that are into biochemistry, um, Google Delta 8. And depending on which state you reside in, I believe you reside in California, you'll see some interesting stuff. Some very interesting science happening in the field, if you would. um, I think it is a breakthrough for things, um, and it has done something helpful as a project, and as the main companies that sponsor it and make it available. It's pretty solid, man. I tell you what, um, you know, like I was almost worried that I was going to have to go get a CPAP or something. My wife was complaining that I was snoring so bad at night, like loud, like an elephant, right? And I was worried, but I found my local health food store owner friend found this stuff because he does a lot of research, right? And it's good. It's very good. I think for 2 or 3 nights straight, I did not snore, and it's made me feel very creative. Although I haven't started any of these projects that I have to finish, but it would take me 20 minutes just to clear everything out of the way that I needed to get Tracy Markham. I would have to get. It'd take me 20 minutes to move all the junk out of the way that's blocking the closet that I have to get to climb to the very top of to retrieve the pieces of this computer. I have to put it back together, then I have to hope somebody will buy it on eBay because I don't have enough status on any of the forums to just list something. So here we are dragging human hair back up the stairs or back to the 18th century. Um, you know, like we're talking about going to the moon again. That's big, you guys. That's something. Saying you're going to the moon, something that's been dismissed. Whoa, did I just key up on something? Oh, shit. I hope I wasn't talking keyed up. Um, yeah. So I talked to a guy on DMI the other day. Hold on. Tracy's Tech Talk Google thing has taken up the whole bottom part of the chat box. So I can't see what anybody's saying. And by anybody, I mean you, Esteban Villalobos. Thank you for being my friend tonight. You weren't in the conversation the other day. I think it was Jan Bita and some other people. No, it wasn't Jan Bita. It was some folks about the difference between a geek and a nerd. That was an interesting conversation. I think you would have enjoyed it if you weren't there. I don't remember because I am having some issues with short-term memory right now. So, definitely a must-do. Definitely put on the list though. It says I listed a PC board for sale on Facebook. They banned my marketplace account. Jesus Christ, really? For trafficking in retro components? What is their beef? Who cares? It's a computer part. It's not even a computer. It's widely recognized as a game console. I'm freaked out pretty easily. Well, I wonder where my buddy Dick Kamens is. I think he's watched some of my YouTube streams before. Or if not, he's commented on some of my reviews. His name is Dick Kamens, N4ORQ. He's a friend of mine. Don't know where he's been. I believe I heard Chuck K8LVH the other night. That was good. Esteban, are you a licensed ham radio operator? See if Esteban is still alive and vertical. Is Esteban sitting upright? Oh, yeah. He used to go there. Oh, goody. He is a pirate radio operator. I like him even more. I myself, considering pirate radio operation, although I have a 100% legal GMRS license from the FCC, and yes, I have multiple scanners and the pro version of the scanning app. I now have a DMR radio. I do have scanners. I also have a lot of SDR radios with very good ears, and a halfway successful version of DSD, which is a digital voice encoder for like P25 and Moto Turbo, which I'm sure if you say you scan, then you're of that genre of folks who would know what that means. I don't know what my dog is barking at. She's crazy sometimes. Lucy, it's okay, girl. Calm down. Vicious pitbull. Yeah, so that P70, like I'll give it away. It's gonna cost $50 or $60 to shift. Yeah, SDR is good. If you really like listening to shortwave or lower bands HF of ham radio or broadcast lower bands medium wave, long wave, the SDR Play RSP1A. Highly recommended. I added the ground lug there that doesn't come from the factory. SMA connector. I actually relocated from where this is and put it in its own drill hole because before the hole was halfway between the two clamshell pieces. Did not work very well. On the other end, you have just the USB printer type connection. I am contemplating the metal case for this, but I have a problem justifying the cost right now because I don't travel with this. I do travel with the RTL SDR blog V3 here. This goes in a little kit with a bunch of antennas. And I scan on the road. I also travel with this little VX2R, this little Yaesu here. This thing receives from AM broadcast up through shortwave, up through 6 meters, all the way up to 900 megahertz plus, almost 1,000 megahertz. I once pulled in on that little radio, Radio Havana out of Cuba on 6 megahertz with a rubber duck antenna. I am not lying. I'm probably not the first person to do that, but I thought it was pretty cool. So now I'm going to try DMR. I'm all legal, I'm all registered. I keep keying that up by accident. I should really turn it off when I'm not using it. That's the second time I've keyed up that repeater for no reason. I made an internet relay, but very, very legitimate ham radio contact. Legitimate because I'm on RF and the audio that the person I'm having a QSO with is coming out of an RF connected device as well, which means he's using a radio. So we're talking radio to radio from one side of the world to the other with a 5-watt handy talkie and a little flexi whip. I thought that was pretty cool. I've been on Echolink before. I've been on Zello and IRN, and I've talked to people in England on an internet linked repeater that's downtown Orlando here. But this was an RF, no wires, anything, no internet until it got past the repeater or node that I was talking to, link radio. And I was talking to somebody who was IDing and identifying himself as being located in Kuwait City. Kuwait is in the Middle East. That's not anywhere around here. You can't see my face. You probably. So I thought that was pretty good for a radio that costs less than $100. I got it in trade for some other equipment, but it works fantastic. But now, I was telling myself earlier, I want to connect my C64 to the space station, like Perry Fractic did. Trenton Volmet on a mag loop. You mean Trenton, New Jersey, on an indoor mag loop? Volmet. Yeah, man. I tell you what I use for SDR scanning. Works Ontario, Canada. Wow. Yeah, it works really well on that SDR play because of its internal bias T voltage selection. But I'm using a mini whip that I bought from a lab it was from the Netherlands, I think. Very cool kit, easy to put together. And for something that is smaller than the size of a soda can, 20 feet up in the air on a shaky ass mast, it's got some ears. It's got some serious ears when you put 4.5 volts into it. If you put more than 5 or 6 volts into it, which I've done with a power supply, the noise floor shoots through the sky, and it's ridiculous because it's way too sensitive and it's over modding like crazy. But yeah. Well, I'm glad, man. I tell you what, I don't know if you have ever made YouTube content. I don't even know if I can honestly count this as YouTube content creation because the only effort that I went through was finding my webcam and getting it on top of my screen. And then wondering about whether or not the audio was working. Now I know the audio is working because you are answering my questions in real time. Indoor mag loop, yeah, man. Somebody gave me a mag loop. I think I gave it back away. I never used it. I'm obsessed now with going QRP. I built a couple little kits, but I think I want to get one of the more serious transceivers. Like $55 for the what the hell is that little kit called? QSX from QRP Labs. The little 5-watt CW transceiver with the built-in test equipment. I'm getting one of those. And yeah. Well, the QSX, you get one band. I'm naturally going to get 40 because 40 is always full of CW guys. And with the Arduino in it, I should be able to plug in or connect to the computer some way and have a keyboard to radio conversation. Okay. So I don't know CW. I can knock out CW very, very slowly if I have a printed page in front of me that shows each letter number, but it's slow. Like words are like, all right, here's this, then there's B, and now I found the other one, and then I have to clap for myself, and like, it's not, man, it's not fun. You know what I mean? But if you get bored, right, if you're on your modern web connected computer with a browser, a web browser specifically, If you get bored, Google Delta 8. That's all I'm going to say. You have to figure out what it is that I'm talking about. And if you can actually, either through this reply or through somewhere else, tell me what exactly it is I'm talking about and how you figured it out in a very short sentence, I'll be very impressed, and it'll make me want to send somebody a free multimeter or a development board. Or he's very astute, or he's very good at the Google Kung Fu. Let me just make one notation here. That's right here. This is oh, I wasn't typing anything. There we go. You hate it when you click on the line and you type an entire like 2 paragraphs and then realize you're not filling in anything. All right, there we go. That's to clarify. We are talking about the quasi-legal version that was made possible by the Farm Act, which I've never heard of, or the Agricultural Improvement thingamajigger. I've never heard of it, but I don't doubt its validity for some strange reason because it's helpful, which is bad politics, but it's not a position or a stance. It's just merely an observation. So, but yeah, helping me sleep. Yeah. So, no, my dad. Yep, 40 years he was. Um, yeah. So I'm stuck trying to give away my oscilloscope. I don't know if you've ever watched any of my like lab videos where I fix something or like solder. You would have seen it in that video more than likely. It is a Hamig, German-made Hamig HM203 with built-in component tester and quasi-digital storage DSO question mark. I'm trying to give it away. A Hamig HM203. I even have like 2 sets of regular ass probes. It's a 20 megahertz scope. It's still quite useful. Why do you ask if I was in the Navy? What brings that about? Is it the haircut? Or is it the strange looking square glasses? Because you can't see the pictures on my wall. Indeed, it's not there. That's concerning. I don't know where that picture went. Oh, it's up there. Okay, we're good. I see. I see. Elsie. Corman? Elsie. Lieutenant Corporal? I'm admittedly rusty on my rank designators. That's okay. Whoa. All right. That's kind of like you might have worked on a missile silo or something, huh? That's pretty cool. Or like a command or a launch system. Or like guidance computers. Phones. Yeah. Still exciting. Um, Still an honorable trade. I did a little bit myself when VoIP was brand new, you know. Did a little bit of that VoIP action back in the what, early 2000s? No, late 90s. Oof. Yeah, yeah. So I get it. Tip and ring. I'm good. Some of the stuff y'all did on boats, though, that shit blows my mind. You know, how it takes a rack of wire harnesses or conduit assemblies, you know, big enough to put like a fucking two-person tent inside of it. How you manage to just fill that up, and it's just um, so many different systems. So many different control panels for things too, because on a boat everything has to be controlled. The Navy's pretty freaky, but we are the only people that can land an F-14 on a moving target in the ocean. So there's that. Um, yeah. So I used to have a Fly Navy sticker. I don't know what happened to it. Loved it. That like reverse printing. It was so cool. It was like in the '80s we saw it and went whoa. But oh yeah. Also in the news, I'm officially on GMRS now. My GMRS call sign is WRJM613. Um, I don't know what that means. Just a random number the FCC gave me. I gave them $70. Let's not make any mistake. It took a couple days, but they sent me a link, and it's listed on the page associated with my ham radio license, but it's a completely different call sign. And this radio, um, this is not the antenna that came with it, by the way. This radio theoretically can get into all this stuff and get into these worldwide talk groups. Um, Holy crap, dude. Should probably take it easy. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Oh, anyway, so I'm officially licensed GMRS. Mainly got it because things happen when I'm off road. And this would be like having a VHF radio when you're on a kayak in the ocean. They do that off San Diego. You should be familiar with that. You'll see some kayakers, and some of them carry marine radios. Some of them just carry like a UV5R to talk to their buddies, or something that looks like it but is waterproof, which I've not seen out of the Chinese market. A submersible, like some of the Yaesu's Nikon's are submersible. But nevertheless, I've got the GMRS radio and the license, and I don't think I'm going to be able to take it off road before you have to leave back for work. But I'm thinking about taking it on the road when I work. And like I was away from the house for a month, you get pretty bored in a hotel room at night, especially when you're always done by 4 or 5. Um, uh, did I send that? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. Well, yeah, you post some interesting stuff, dude, about some different games and softwares and stuff. You seem to be one of those people that like goes through a lot of operating systems. Um, like you've probably got a nice selection, at least between 3 and 5 copies of a Windows XP boot disk that really doesn't work because of a wrong file name or something like that. But you got it for free and you thought you were cool as shit. You got Windows XP for free. Everybody else is still rocking 7. Like you're a complete idiot, or Vista. And here you are with this bootleg ass operating system trying to get a computer to run, and then getting back an email and cussing at some guy in Hong Kong. Like, wow, it's nuts with how cheap stuff is, though. It's very tempting. Sometimes you're like, oh, for that money, like it's disposable. If it doesn't work, I'll just throw it away. What, yeah, man, like So how did you're okay, so you're subscribed to me on YouTube, that's why. It's either that or you saw one of my tweets. How did you figure out that I was here? That is the question. We have to do the demographics of this event. I need the data points. How did you find out I was here? Right. I understand that, Esteban, but was it on Twitter? Yeah, that's right. I replied to something and then like added party or something. Okay. That was a dirty trick, but I appreciate you falling for it. Um, it probably sounded like I had something important. Like, hey, I'm on a stream. Everyone, no, there's nothing important here. It's just me talking about being on a stream. Um, and reaching out, definitely reaching out to my Twitter universe. I mean, I'm talking about 2 hours and 6 minutes, dude. LA Beast doesn't even stream for that long some nights. So, yeah, I hope on YouTube you follow LA Beast. I'm a big fan of his work. Go back and look at his older catalog. You'll be quite amused. Um, Definitely like the closest thing I've ever known. Not personally met, but like known, like entity that I know about. Closest thing to like, I don't know, like eternal youth, because like some of these guys just like don't. Anyway, I probably just forgot what we were talking about anyway. So that's all right, man. Twitter's, I don't know, Twitter's cool. Like I didn't really make a big deal about the character extension. I like Twitter because it was short. You know, it's perfect for people that want a TLDR of everything. In fact, I think it should just be Twitter LDR, because you make this short little post with a couple strange words like you spelled just the letter U, whatever, and you know, you don't know what's going to happen once you tweet. Like it's not a guaranteed thing. Like when you tweet something, it could be hours. It could be the next morning, depending on what time your stupid ass is tweeting. Because here in Eastern time zone, you know, the UK is still 5 hours ahead of us. So like right now, 7 o'clock at night here, which is a very mundane hour, but in the UK it's like late as fuck. And I'm like inside these people's smartphones, like making strange noises and like breathing through my nose. And you know, like the fact that I mean, short of the only person I didn't ping was Clinton from LGR. He is the only other celebrity that I've actually had replied to something to the point where I feel like I had a conversation with this person. I consider Clint a celebrity because of his interesting and dynamic content, um, his ability to edit that content to make a pleasant format, and just general nice guyery. You know, all the positive qualities of a gentleman. So thank you. And I appreciate these people's work. So yeah, yeah. Clint lives in North Carolina, not too far from me. I tried to send him this P70 for free. I don't want anything in return, and he never answered me back. Um, if I had knowledge of an email address, I maybe I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth it. It's not a big deal. Um, yeah. So I got to figure out DMR. I am so thirsty. It's unbelievable. It's borderline disgusting. Um, Yeah, so I'm on DMR. Got to figure that out. Aching to make some contacts on GMRS through a repeater. Um, yeah, I successfully deployed GMRS in the forest the other day. My wife went for a little hike jog while me and my brother-in-law were fishing. Successfully made a test contact anyway in deployment. But never went anywhere because one time I called her, she didn't answer, and I had to call her on her phone. It was ironic that we had cell signal because that's the whole point I had those stupid things. That's all right. I'm able to absorb impacts like that. That's great. No problem. But I I have I try to have conversations with people on Twitter. Like tonight, I was literally thinking of like getting into somebody's head about something, or like taking a poll on whether I should try Nomegle. Um, you know, so I put a lot of content in 2.5 hours or so. You know, most of it's just babbling, but I have some pretty cool stuff. I think I've managed to acquire a few very key pieces, like my almost completely original C64 over there. I got some heat sinks in it. I'm not gonna lie, but other than some new caps and solid state voltage regulators, it's pretty original. Um, I've got a I've got an AV breakout from Commodore Forever on the back of it. Works really good. S video is clear. Yep. So, well, I don't know. Fixing a PC for a friend of mine. It's been a long time since I had to open up a PC case with thumb screws. All my stuff is like little latches like that you press, or plastic is a spring. Um, just because, like, straightforward, but I'll figure it all out. What would be really cool is if I had somebody here in the shack with me. Um, they could press end recording when I pass out eventually. Because otherwise, one of two things will happen. I'll get up and go into the other room and go to sleep, and the stream will be nothing but the green chair behind me. Or um, some type of error. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I don't have the manpower to result in a like non-automatic shutdown of my system at a certain time of night. I just don't see it happening. So we're gonna turn that sucker off, I guess. Well, I wonder if my wife's gonna bring me dessert. Yeah, my wife's a ham radio operator. Got her own little call sign and everything. I don't remember whether she passed the general exam or not, but she did good on the test. She passed it first try. Made a couple contacts. I think she checked into our TechNet here once. Um, yeah. So I checked into the net, the TechNet. On this radio, it hooked up to my external antenna, my Diamond X50. And they said it was full quieting, but they couldn't hear my audio. Can't find any mic audio gain adjustments. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. So, oh, yeah, cool. I should probably stop. I'm at 215. That's a pretty strong number. I feel guilty for taking up all this bandwidth for. I mean, you and I could have this conversation on Twitter. But, it was fun nonetheless. Thanks for coming out. Um, remember, if you refer a friend, you get a free good feeling. Wish that. That's important. So, yeah, encouragement for sure. Yep. I'm trying to go to sleep without waking up my wife or completely pissed her off to the point that she tries to knock me out. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen once I take a sip of this pineapple juice. That's the thing. It's just me, Esteban. You're already gone. Probably left sometime very shortly after you typed OKTTOL. Well, I'll talk to you later as well, sir. 73. How do you? Wow. Yep. Time to go. Nobody wants to watch me sleep. Just where I am. Slowly headed at 7 o'clock in the evening. I don't know. Maybe I'll try some videos I found on Reddit for a little bit. Okay, I have to go. What? Hey.